Hey guys, welcome to the Real Deal video blog, and this week I want to talk about something that might sound a little silly at first, but I want to talk about being yourself. And I can hear you laughing. That's a concept that sounds pretty corny, right? I mean, this isn't a children's TV show. It's something that your parents tell you as a kid to make you feel good about yourself, to smooth over that nervousness that you might feel on your first day of school. And real life doesn't work like that. In real life, you need to be someone else if you want to survive and make it and be strong, right? I mean, that's what a lot of people have grown up. That's the lesson that they've had taught to them by a life that may have been difficult at times. Well, I have good news. Luckily, this is not true, but for people who have struggled with addiction, they feel like it's very true. They feel like they can't be themselves, like they have to be someone. See, it's because they never really felt comfortable in their own skins. Even as kids, they just never really felt like they fit in. Like they felt like they were different from their friends, and they were never comfortable. They were always anxious and depressed, even as young kids. And then one day they discovered drugs or alcohol, whatever their substance of choice was, and everything just clicked for them. All of a sudden, they had found that thing that made them feel like they could really be themselves. They were comfortable in their own skin. They could socialize and have fun and relax and enjoy themselves and be the life of the party and be interesting and fun and cool. Of course, it doesn't really work out the way that they see it. They see it in a certain way, and the way it plays out in real life is very, very different from that, and the picture is a lot less rosy than the one they're painting themselves in their head. Over time, those substances stop working the way they want them to, and the consequences start to pile up. The legal issues, financial issues, health issues, all these negative things that happen as a result of using drugs or alcohol all the time just to feel good. And that is how addiction goes. It's the way it works, and it's why it causes so many problems, and it's why people find themselves at a jumping off point eventually where they need to make a decision. Are they going to go on to the bitter end, to jails, institutions, and death, as the saying goes, or are they finally going to make that decision to get sober, to find recovery, to do whatever they have to do to sober up and get a better life? So they get sober. They make that decision because they don't want to die. I mean, who does, right? But now they're faced with a problem. If they needed drugs and alcohol to be themselves, what are they left with in sobriety? How can they learn to be comfortable, to be relaxed, to have fun, to enjoy themselves when basically the only thing that allowed them to do that is now off limits? Well, they have to learn to be themselves if they want to be happy. Luckily, treatment programs and recovery programs are full of ways to make this happen. Any treatment center that's worth its salt will have half a dozen professionals who live to show people how to relax and be themselves in recovery. And of course, treatment isn't always an option for everyone for one reason or another, and 12-step recovery programs are full of other people who want to help, and the steps themselves are a very clear, laid out process as to how someone can go about feeling comfortable in their own skin, essentially. So with a little bit of effort, literally anyone who wants to can put that work in and learn the tools that they need to finally feel comfortable with themselves. So despite how it may seem at first when you first discover them, drugs and alcohol are simply not a solution to not feeling good. It may work once or twice, and it may seem really great at first. It may seem fun and exciting and awesome, but it just never works as a long-term solution. If it did work as a long-term solution, addiction would not be a problem for anyone. They would just get up in the morning, chug their bottle of vodka, and go about their day. But that's never how it works out. So So the moral of the story is that people need to learn to be themselves in recovery, and of course, besides keeping them sober and letting them be happy, it has a lot of side benefits. People in recovery get to explore life and find the things that truly matter to them, and in a way, that's becoming who you are more than anything else. And the people in recovery that I've met lead some of the most happy and fulfilled lives out of anyone that I know. And they're genuine individuals, which is something that's hard to put a price on. And the reason they are that way is because they've learned to be themselves.